It is part of the Russian propaganda effort, and it's mostly for the domestic audience, to suggest that the Kremlin has responded to NATO aggression, and that in some cases the Russian soldiers are fighting Polish troops and not Ukrainians at all, and that the Ukrainians are simply pawns in a much bigger chess game. All of this is complete rubbish, and we in the West have not countered this extreme form of propaganda. Instead, we simply report about it, and we don't challenge it directly. It needs to be challenged. This is another prong of the war, and it is as vicious and as pernicious and as scurrilous as the invasion of Ukraine itself. A pro-Vladimir Putin propagandist, a person called Vladimir Solovyov, says today that there is a full-scale Third World War. We do not strike at the territory of NATO countries because then NATO will intervene, he says ominously. And he points out that now that France is shipping reconnaissance vehicles, Germany is planning to ship infantry fighting vehicles, the US is planning to ship Bradley fighting vehicles, and he says now they're coming in tanks. No matter how much Britain gives, for us the red line should be simple. France gave what they called wheeled tanks. Poland made a decision. Britain made a decision. Therefore, any military target on the territory of France, Poland and Britain will be legitimate targets for us to strike. We need to make it official. If necessary, then not a nuclear weapon. If necessary, then we can use tactical nuclear weapons. Or should we wait until hundreds, thousands of tanks appear on our own territory? Not on our own territory. Russia has invaded Ukraine. If any tanks appear, they will be on Ukrainian territory. Anyway, this propagandist, says that unless Russia strikes the three NATO countries, Britain, France, and Poland, Russia risks being overrun by Western tanks and armoured vehicles. And this comes just after Putin has demoted General Armageddon, Surovikin, and has replaced him with Valery Gerasimov, who now heads up the special operation. Does this ratchet up the danger? Not particularly, but it certainly ratchets up the propaganda war, and I think this needs to be challenged. Somehow we need to get the message across that this is an invasion of Ukraine by the Kremlin. As simple as that. There are no Polish forces operating in Ukraine. There are no British or German or French forces operating in Ukraine. And Britain, France, Poland, Germany are simply responding to the call of an invaded country for support and for help, and that is quite appropriate. And by not challenging the propaganda, we are perpetuating this conflict.